You see, marriage can feel very, very lonely, even when you're not alone. Can I tell you something most married people fail to admit? You can sleep beside someone every night, wake up beside them every morning, raise kids together, attend church together, take beautiful family pictures, and still feel completely alone. The saddest kind of this loneliness is not even about being single. The saddest kind of this particular loneliness is feeling invisible in your own marriage. You see, people often think loneliness only happens when there is no one around them. This isn't always the truth. Sometimes the loneliest place in the world is a house where two people who were once connecting just automatically stopped connecting. They stopped greeting each other. Yeah, they still eat together. They still discuss the children, the bills. Even they still share the same bed. But somewhere along the journey, they stopped sharing their hearts. Like the conversations became about responsibilities instead of feelings. Did you pay the school fees? What are we having for dinner? Who is picking up the kids from school? Please, when you're going out, don't forget to lock the gate too. You see, nothing is actually wrong with this kind of conversations. They are all necessary, okay? But they become the only conversations you have. Your marriage slowly becomes a business instead of emotional relationship. A person can have everything, money, they can buy and still feel emotionally abandoned. See, some husbands work tirelessly because they believe providing financially is the greatest expression of love. Some wives too, they give everything to the children and the home until they forget to nurture their friendship with their husbands. Neither person is intentionally hurting the other. They are just like slowly drifting apart without even realizing it. Now, one of the most painful things in marriage is feeling like your presence no longer matters. Imagine having a good news, but feeling like your spouse isn't really the first person you want to talk to, like you want to tell that good news to. Imagine carrying a pain, but deciding to cry alone because you've convinced yourself they won't understand you anyway. Imagine just sitting beside someone you love and you are still feeling unheard. That kind of loneliness doesn't happen overnight. It actually grows little by little, okay? And one ignored conversation, one unanswered cry for attention, one I'm too tired, let's talk later, let's talk about it later, one day will gradually turn to 1 week, a month. Then before you know it, two people who like couldn't stop talking to each other finally have nothing left to say to themselves. And the scary part of this is this: many lonely marriages don't look broken from the outside. People admire them, they post beautiful pictures, they celebrate anniversaries. Everyone assumes they are happy, but behind closed doors, they are just existing. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying every quiet marriage is an unhappy marriage, okay? Some couples naturally, like they are naturally quiet and deeply connected, all right? But the problem isn't silence. The problem is emotional distance, okay? Marriage needs more than food on the table. Like, it needs conversations. It needs laughter. It needs appreciation, okay? Marriage needs affection. Marriage needs friendship, all right? Sometimes your husband doesn't really need another lecture. He just needs you to know you still admire him, okay? Sometimes your wife doesn't need that expensive gift. All she just wants to know is you still notice her, okay? A simple, how are you really doing? Like, asked genuinely with concern can heal wounds you don't even know is existing in her. If your spouse is still trying to talk to you, they're still trying to like spend time with you, they're still like asking for your attention, my dear, please don't ignore those moments, okay? Your partner still finds you attractive. Don't ignore those moments, because one day they may stop asking you for it. It's not because they stopped loving you, but because they became tired of feeling rejected. A marriage rarely falls apart in one day. It gradually fades because one moment was ignored at a time. If you're married, don't just live in the same house. Live in each other's hearts. Don't become roommates that are just raising kids. You need to remain friends, okay? If you know how you started, remain friends. Remain listeners, okay? Remain each other's safe place, okay? Because the greatest tragedy isn't even sleeping alone. It's sleeping beside someone who no longer knows how your heart feels. That is actually the biggest tragedy that can happen to any married person. Now let me ask you, can someone be happily married and still feel lonely? I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you in my next one.